Yeah, hey everyone, this is a review for Love and Hip Hop, Season 6, Episode 8. Of course, this is for New York series. So, we get where it starts back off, and it's actually Yandy, Cardi B, Young B, a whole bunch of security, and Mo Money. I must say, Young B, I don't understand why she popped off like that, especially since she was the one that knocked Mo Money around all those years ago. And so I tried to think to myself, wait a minute, am I missing something here? Why is she that mad? It's like, it wasn't really your track. Yes, it looks grimy because Yandy's working with your enemy, but aside from that, why are you that mad? And it was interesting because Mo Money's acting like she's about to pop off, but here's exactly where this is exactly what happens. Young B comes for her after she throws a drink. And I'm like, in the studio? Come on, does no one respect the studio anymore? So she throws a drink, and this is Mo Money. I'm like, I thought you was about it. You were acting like you were gonna pop off. And so she talks about how I respect Yandy, I respect myself, I respect the studio. I came here to work, I didn't come here to be a bum hood chick like Young B and all that. And it's like, alright, that's well and good. You can keep it professional because you didn't just pop off when you saw her. I get it. But the whole thing is, don't act like you're going to pop off, period. Just like with Cardi B, it was like, but please, girl, you ain't about that life. You ain't about that life. Yeah, I saw you fall back when she was coming to pop off at you. So just sit down. Just dab them. So, anyway, we get to Mariah Lynn is talking with Rich because her mom gets arrested again. Not only does she get arrested again, she's in her, what is it, third trimester now? Or something like that. And so she's in jail without bail. And she's just trying to vent because it's like she doesn't know what she's going to do. She doesn't know what she's going to do. She doesn't know what course to handle. And Rich is just like, first of all, did you get a lawyer? Did you get your lawyer up? What's going on there? And he's just like, you need to take a break. You need to handle everything one step at a time. And also, you're an artist now, so you're supposed to fuel all of that into your music. And you know, Mariah Lynn is still trying to hit on Rich. And Rich is trying to be like, nah, ma, this is not what we do now. See, what you need to understand is that I'm growing, I'm mature. So I can't be just going and doing you. If this is going to be a personal relationship, it's going to be personal. If it's going to be business professional, it's going to be business and professional. That's how it's just going to work. That's how it's just going to work. And so I'm like, all right, Rich, all right, we'll see how professional this lasts. Nah. So we get to Amina. I was upset with Amina because I'm like, wait a minute, what am I hearing right now? What am I hearing right now? Why does someone sound flat? I'm like, is that a yodel? I'm like, what the? Is this life? Is this really life right now? Oh gosh, how do you get on TV and she sounded so much better every other time. And so yeah, the song, like all of them, is about their relationship. And so this is where Peter essentially tells her, you know, I'm sorry I have to say this, but Tara is pregnant. And this happened while there was that weird gray period where I wasn't home all the time. Because she was like, yeah, you've been home all the time, every night. So you're telling me something happens? Like, no, nothing happened. And so, of course, Amina's pissed because Amina just had an abortion. Exactly what he said he thought would happen is how she reacted. She had the abortion, and so it's like, you let me kill my baby. You let me kill my baby. And now you have your other baby mama is having another baby by you, and you're supposed to be married to me? I'm like, Peter, you are so grimy, and I don't care how he tries to spin it. Because the thing is, Peter owns it, but at the same time, he still also has that Akuma Matata type of personality. And I'm just like, this can't be life right now. This could not be life. So, you have Mariah Lynn, and she's bouncing between Rich and also Cisco. So, there's that. And I think that Mariah Lynn and Cisco will actually make a cute, good couple. So I'm kind of like, what are you doing with Rich, who isn't really claiming you? Isn't really claiming you? Isn't claiming you at all. And Cisco's interested in you. And you're just playing around. And so, she does at some point tell her that, you know, yeah, I was, you know, you weren't there for a moment. And so I have been talking to Rich. And of course, Cisco's pissed. Because it's kind of like, Rich, of all people. Because you know they had the big falling out between Diamond Strawberry last season and whatnot. So, Cardi B's sister comes to the scene. And I'm just like, oh my gosh. I don't know why she looks familiar. I really don't know why she looks familiar. But it's like, there's two of them. There is two of them. And of course she's playing her music. And I'm like, wait a minute. Why does Cardi B's song sound like something that Nicki did? Sound like something that Nicki did or would do. Now again, that's Nicki Minaj. So that's not a bad thing. It's just like, alright. But that's not different. Your voice is different. So why does it sound like you came to the producers and it was just like, give me a Nicki track. Give me a Nicki track. But anyway, so she's talking with her sister, and she's talking about how, she's just talking about how she's getting money and doing what she needs to do and working hard and trying to improve her brand and all of that. And her sister is just like, wait, so you're getting married to the guy? And you know Cardi B, she loves this guy, and she's all about her shmoney. So when it comes to this guy, she's like, you know, he's in jail and whatnot, but no one, she loves Tommy. She loves Tommy. But her sister was like, so yeah, you need him to get some prenup papers because you've been working way too hard on these streets for him to come back out of jail and to potentially take your money. And it was like, this feels like it's going really fast. And it's like, why not wait until he comes out of jail and see if it's really love? But Cardi B's like, no, I think it'd be hot. I think it'd be hot if, you know, that'd be real gangster. That'd be real G. If we were to get married and he was still in jail. And I'm like, okay, so ask Rem and Papoose because they did it. Did anyone think about that? They did it. Maybe she needs to connect with them or something. But, side note, I'm pissed that VH1 had that damn hashtag going 14 days of love while Amina's crying about having the abortion to Peter. I'm like, what type of mess is this? Who does the thinking? Who does the thinking? Oh, by the way, please like, comment, subscribe if you're enjoying this video so far. And so, again, this is just a long conversation about her getting married to him while he's in jail. But she's like, yo, you better get that prenup. You better do this. You better do. And I'm just like, oh my gosh. Watching this show, as far as the women on the show, kind of, I miss being in New York just for that. Because it is a different energy, especially how the girls act. But aside from that, nah. So anyway, we get to this impromptu meeting with Young B. And she's talking with Yandy. And this is where she was like, hello, and it was like, hi, and it was like, oh, so you're gonna have a seat? And it's like, I really don't want to, but I will anyway. Which I knew that's how it was gonna go. The commercial made it seem like it was gonna be something bigger than what it was. But it left it open to interpretation like everything else. So, of course she's upset because it's like, you gave her my song. You gave that Bun B my song. And, Bum B, not Bun B. That Bum B my song. And I'm upset, and it's like, first of all, the song is mine. The track is mine. I paid for it. I paid for the rights. I paid for the licensing. That track is mine. So I can do whatever I want with it. And we know how the music game goes. most of the songs that we hear on the radio, they've usually been shuffled around to at least 5 different main artists. At least. But it was messy for Yandy to be working with 2 people who do not like each other. That's why I'm like, okay, Yandy, what are you thinking? Because they've never even had the conversations to try and squash it. So you're thinking just because it's business, they're going to keep it cute and keep it classy? That makes no sense. But she was like, you know what, Bianca? I want to work with you. I really want to work with you. But your attitude is making it really hard for me right now. And so it's like, yeah, we do understand that. That does make sense. So, it's like, all right, I'm giving you one more chance because you messed it up at the cypher. You messed it up again at the studio. You're getting one more chance. So it's like, all right, I understand. And why does it seem like there's always someone who's ready to bust out laughing in a scene, in a serious scene, as if like production stopped and then they had to start again, or they had to drag out the tension. So it's just like the people aren't mad anymore in the scene and they just want to laugh. There's always someone who looks like they want to laugh in a scene on this show. I'm like, what the hell's going on during a serious moment? So you have Rich, you have DJ Self, because he's promoting his new song. He's like, you know, I don't want to just be a DJ anymore. So you also have Ra come to the scene, and Ra's like, look, I have these 2 amazing artists for your Gwenin Fest. I have Sexy Lexi and Mariah Lynn. It's like I'm managing these girls, and I'm doing this and that. And of course, they're like, managing? Ra, what the hell? You doing this as well? Everyone's just like, where is this coming from? But the major thing is, Rich has a relationship with Mariah Lynn. So she doesn't know that they had sex. Rich and Mariah Lynn. So it was like, damn, does every girl in the music industry have to go through you? What is going on? And it's just like, well, everyone in the music industry that isn't really getting it popping, maybe, in New York, but, yeah, so there is that. And Amina's meeting up with, I think, Whitney, which is Peter's daughter, one of Peter's daughters, and she used to talk about how she found out that Tara is actually pregnant. And she was just like, I do understand how hard that is for you and all that. And I'm wondering, does Whitney have a relationship with Tara? Or is she just close with Amina and so that's why they're, she's there to support her? So that's why I want to know. So, Cardi B, she meets up with her manager. And it's just about taking everything to the next level. And so he actually has cell phone accessories, like a charger for her. And her manager's name is Shaft. But anyway, so, and the post is really cute. It's like, stay lit and stay charged with Cardi B. And I was like, that's hot. That's definitely to the next level. I could definitely see some chicks like in a Walgreens, your corner store and all of that, going and getting it, because that's cute, that being on a poster on somebody's wall. And so they're trying to talk business, and she gets a free call from New York City Correctional Division. She's like, ah! No, this conversation has to go here. And she's like, when am I going to call for him? When am I going to call for him? Everything stops. The business stops. Because this is priority number 1 right here. So she's like, yeah, I'm going to let you alone to talk with your man. And of course, she's not paying him any mind because she just has the phone with him. It's like, yeah, so I recently recorded a song. I have a new product line coming out. I'm doing this and that. And he's like, yo, you're doing too much. You need to stop. You need to relax. He's just like, no, I'm not going to be just some chick that stay at home, has 3 kids. And he was like, 3? No, you have at least 5. She was like, now it is, man. And so she was just like, wait a minute. I'm making the money out here. So how the hell are you telling me what I can and can't do? And I'm thinking to myself, exactly. He's locked up in jail. He's earning no money. No money. And it's interesting because, of course, he had some women in the past. And Cardi B was like, you know, I didn't have to be completely faithful myself. So, but these women trying to talk to me on the gram and all that, and it's crazy. But she was just talking about how I'm not staying home. I'm not just cooking. I'm not just cleaning. That's not what I'm going to do. I'm going to have my own career. I'm going to make my own moolah. We going to get this money. And she was like, see, we in love. But I'm not really sure about this marriage thing, because after I got the papers, I was just like, you know what? I'm not sure if I'm ready for all that. It's just like, yeah, I don't think so either. But then she was like, no, but I love you. So we gonna make it work. Ah. I love Cardi so much. I'm so glad. Whoever thought to put her on the show, that they need to get a raise, because she is carrying the show so much, regardless if anyone knows. So Mariah Lynn and Rich, they have another meeting, and you know, this is a pretty messed up one, because Rich is trying to lead Mariah Lynn on, because it's like he's just trying to fill time. She's flirting with him. He's not. He's almost like stone faced. And it's like, okay, so what's going on there? Well, because he invited Cisco. Because it was like, oh, so you're doing stuff with Cisco? All right, I see how this is. So Cisco comes to the scene, and she's just like, what the hell? This is not a 2-for-1 special. I'm not a 2-for-1 special. What are you doing? What are you doing? Oh, you're breaking my heart. You're breaking my heart. How could you? Stevie. But anyway, so the guys are just like, oh, so you know, she's smashing you? She's doing this with you? Oh, so that was the best 6 minutes of your life? 6 minutes, 6 minutes? That should be a new song, 6 minutes. But anyway, yeah, so it's like, how are these dudes, these bees, besties all of a sudden? And they go in and trying to clown me and all this stuff. And of course, Cisco's trying to act like, you know what? I was only dating her because I heard that you two were cool. So, and of course, he actually liked Mariah Lynn, but he's trying to play it off because he doesn't want her to realize that he actually did really like her, and that he is hurt by this and feels clowned because he's immature, and they're both immature, and they're supposed to be grown men. I almost said women. Grown men, and they're 20, what, 20? No, not 20. Cisco maybe might be like close to 30, but Mariah Lynn's only like 22, 23 or whatever. And she's just like, you know what? I'm going to go to the top regardless, without them. Without Rich or without Cisco. And it doesn't even matter. But I really like them. I really like them. So how are they going to go and play me like that? And I'm just like, Mariah Lynn, how are you popping off? This is your fault as much as theirs. How are you laying down with these clowns? Cisco, I could take more seriously than Rich. Which, that just sounds so wrong in general. So she's just going off for 40 days and 50 nights about these men. These men. So next week should be interesting, because there may be fighting, or maybe it just be a scuffle. But we'll see how that goes. But one thing you guys don't know, Papoose got drunk, and he physically either threw a drink or a punch at, what's his name, DJ Self. And this was during a scene, not during a scene, after a scene was done filming. And Papoose was drunk, and he normally doesn't drink. And I think Peter was saying he was mad because of the fact that Papoose doesn't really promote East Coast music. Everything just sounds South. You know, the traditional New York South stuff. So that's it. Please like, comment, subscribe. Let me know what you think. Please come back for next week. Oh wow, that was really shoddy.